And welcome everybody to the latest episode of the Shady Mob Podcast with your two favorite motherfucking pod mop stars. Alex the man Angelov, your boy himself, King N.P.V, here today to bring you our thoughts on the Netflix acquisition of not HBO. I keep thinking it's
Warner
HBO, but
Brothers.
it's
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers Discovery. Um, big merger, 83 billion dollar move. Netflix, a company that I think is only a little bit over 20 years old, buying a company that has been around for over a century. Alex, your thoughts before I read this article. How you been actually?
I've been good, man. Yeah, guys, we're going to talk about this. This is pretty big news. Yeah, otherwise been good. This weekend, had some friends over. So had some friends over last night. And yeah, just been working a lot. This week. But now we're going to be talking about this. I actually read this while I was at work, and I couldn't believe the impact it'll have on the entertainment history. I'm just shocked at how much Netflix is willing to give for Time Warner, and I mean, they're a valuable company.
I'm
They have a
not
lot of names.
surprised.
They
I'm
have a lot of
surprised.
like stuff.
I'm more personally surprised. Sorry for interrupting you, but I'm more surprised that it's Netflix that's buying Time Warner over the other way around because Time Warner has been around fucking for 100 years, dude. They were like one of the original founding film companies, if I'm not mistaken. The Warner Brothers studio lot has history like of its own, and for Netflix to be the one acquiring the assets of Warner Brothers is just incredible to me. I'm still in shock.
Yeah, man. It's a shocking time. I think they're just doing it because they're just trying to like monopolize themselves and have movies directly onto Netflix after a couple weeks. But they just want more outreach. They just want like their clause on more on more licenses, on more industries, and more production companies. Because Time Warner also has a lot of subsidiaries where they use for production, and I think some directors and actors are contracted with them as well. So you definitely
Exclusive
get that
deals
benefit.
type shit, probably.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and honestly, the amount of merch that they have as well, like Time Warner merch, like they control Batman, like DC merch.
Bro,
Harry
they're getting
Potter's a
the
big name.
entire DC. So that's also like another thing, like because Netflix does have a tendency to produce really good quality content, whether it be its shows or whether it be its movies. Usually,
Oh yeah.
Netflix does an amazing job producing these things. Now that they have the rights to DC, now that they have the rights to the Harry Potter universe and all these action, like all these assets, the quality of the content that we love may just improve, and stories that we've been wanting to be told may finally be told with this acquisition. But that's just me trying to look at the positives. I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of negatives that come from this. I'm actually surprised it wasn't Disney that got Warner Brothers Discovery. But
So
I think if Disney had gotten it, it would have been a big monopolization issue.
no, not even that, bro. Like it is a big monopolization because of how big Netflix is now, and I think even man, I forgot the department, but there's a department in this is a Department of Commerce, one of those. It manages how companies interact with each other and mergers and acquisitions within the US. And with your company as big as these two are merging, that is cause for monopolization because they have Netflix and Time Warner are giants. Like Netflix is bigger than Time Warner now because of the amount of studios and subscribers and the pull it has on the market, right? But right now, you definitely are going to see a big discussion happen in government. And I don't even think it's going to go through. It hasn't gone through. These things take about 12 to 18 months. So realistically, we might see them actually merge if it goes through, probably legally by like 2020, 2028. No, 2027. Because if it's, it'll take a long time. There's a lot of legalities, benefits, distribution of assets, who's getting
Well,
what, partition to what, So I
well,
don't
this
think it's
is
going to
the
happen. I think because of monopolization in the U.S., I don't think it's going to happen.
the reason why I think it will more than likely happen is mainly because I look at Disney and all the stuff that they've acquired over the years. Does that make sense? Like Disney has acquired Hulu, then they acquired, if I'm not mistaken, ESPN. Well, ESPN has been a part of Disney for like 20 plus years and whatnot. But like
And
they
then they
have
acquired Fox.
ESPN,
Fox
they
was a big
acquired
thing, man.
Fox
Fox was
recently.
huge.
The
Yeah,
whole Fox merger, it was a huge thing, and it's in that
that was huge.
that what should have been like the first like if they were going to stop a merger and they wanted to put the brakes on this one, they would have stopped the Fox merger when that happened with Disney because that was a much bigger deal in my opinion than Netflix merging with Warner Brothers Discovery. Even though Warner Brothers Discovery is like a big conglomerate of companies that have built it up over the years. Now Netflix, I don't. What other companies does Netflix actually own? Other than certain studios, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah,
Because
let's
this would
check it
be
out.
the
I
first.
mean,
Well, you could do the research on that right now. Well, I actually read this article breaking down the recent acquisition, where Netflix just won the bid for 83 billion to purchase Warner Brothers Discovery, which I'm still in shock it wasn't Disney, especially with the partnership and the bundle that they have going on. I thought Disney was for sure going to get it, but it went to Netflix. So let
mhm.
us read what to know about Netflix $83 billion deal for Warner Brothers Discovery. The cash and stock deal would give the world's largest paid streaming service expansive power over theater owners and entertainment industry unions. That's
That's the
crazy.
biggest thing because they're so the reason why this is getting so much spotlight is because it's a streaming company. Disney has always had theater releases. Now they have their own
Mhm.
platform of Disney Plus. Recently, it's been like, 10 years since
Yeah,
the thing
no,
was released.
Netflix has just been a
Yeah.
streaming company for the well, it was a DVD company first. Let's not forget about that.
It was a DVD rental company, you're right. And
It was a DVD.
I don't think they have any theatric releases. Like
No,
I don't
everything
think
is
they've ever had
literally
one.
straight from it's shot like it's created by Netflix, shot in Netflix, and goes straight to Netflix stream. So this would allow them to now finally be able to get into the theater market. And honestly, is that really such a bad thing for Netflix? Because they've
Yes,
been why?
because it is going to change. It's going to be bad for Netflix in the sense that the how much money so how much money is it? 87 billion?
83 billion.
83, okay, 83 billion. I was off by 5 billion. Okay. How much do you think Netflix has to recoup that? How do you think they're going to recoup it on their consumers? So this is going to
Oh,
be, I think this is going to be absolutely terrible because now people are going to go away from Netflix because they're going to
well,
increase the
hold
fuck
on.
out of the prices.
How much is Netflix? Hold on. How much is Netflix currently? What's Netflix charging for their streaming service right now?
I
Because
think it's like,
they're
is it 18?
is that what they're charging for the ad free, or is that for with ads?
Oh, Netflix, so $8 for the standard with ads, 17
Okay.
17.99, so $18 with the standard plan, and then $25 for the premium plan. And I'm pretty sure like 80% of
Okay.
the people have no ads. Like I'm pretty sure
No. So
that they
what
don't
I
have it.
think might so what I think might happen, I would and would not. So I would be surprised if they got rid of HBO Max as a whole. I would be surprised if they got rid of HBO Max as a whole.
Who's they? If Netflix gets rid of them?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, because that's a big
because
studio. Like
that
HBO is like
no, well,
that's
no,
a
I'm
big
talking.
thing.
HBO has been around for years. The HBO Max app is, in my opinion, sometimes I think it's better and more appealing than the Netflix app personally. So I would be surprised if they get rid of of the HBO Max app and like the library, because literally some people, they might just want to have access to the HBO or the Warner Brothers Studio library and all of its content. So they'll just pay for that rather than having Netflix. But if they do combine both of them, I could see them doing something similar to what ESPN has been doing with their bundle deal, where like you've heard of the like new whole ESPN app or whatever, right? It's literally
Yeah,
still
I actually
this.
I got it with my family friend. We have Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus now.
Do you have ESPN Plus or ESPN Unlimited?
Plus.
Because so that this is the whole thing. I have basically in I have like you should act, I have you on my Disney Plus account. You have access to all my shit, don't you?
Do I really? I know I'm on
Bro,
HBO.
you
I know I'm
have
on your
like
HBO and
you
Paramount.
have bro, you have profiles on all of my streaming platforms, and we pay like literally we are paying for all of this shit. So yes, like you should have you should
Interesting.
have the passwords for everything. I don't like I'm just the more you know, Alex.
Well, see,
We're like
this is the problem. This is the problem now because I guess this probably solves the fact that there's so many out
yeah.
there, so many streaming services that like this. I think this is probably what like TV providers were doing back in like the 80s and 90s, or like
Oh
cable
yeah.
providers, where it's like 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 Xfinity, for example, Xfinity and fucking DirecTV, they were probably fighting around for broadcast rights, right?
Yup.
So this is probably
Yup.
like, and even also like having HBO on your TV versus having Stars, for example, like this is that, but at a that's at a lot smaller scale. Well, this is just insane because a lot of directors also don't want to work with Netflix because they also don't see that revenue generation that they usually see in theaters because Netflix. I think what your article said, I read it somewhere where what they're thinking about doing is putting a movie out, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, let it get that initial buzz, and then after like 4 weeks, a month, just put on Netflix. Kind of what Disney's doing, but with Disney, they're not really doing it often enough. I feel like or early enough for people to be like, oh, what the hell, because I mean, I saw Avengers, um, what was it called? Thunderbolts, right? The fucking
Yeah.
what are they called?
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I was about to say Thundercats. Fucking, but yeah, man, I was seeing that in theaters after like almost 5, 6 months, in select stuff. Oh, got it too hot.
Scotty Too Hottie joining us in audio only. How you doing, bud? Can you hear us?
Yeah, how's it going?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm getting my office set up. I gotta put on the camera. I give them a show. Know what I mean? Everyone's got their own background. We got Nelson with the fucking news setup. We got Alex with the gaming collector background. Like I gotta come up with something.
There you go, bud. So right now
Yeah,
our
man, check it out.
discussion is right now we're just talking about the HBO, or not HBO. I keep saying HBO. I'm just so used to watching
You
HBO.
talking about Netflix
But
merger?
Yeah, yeah.
yes, that is what we're
That's
talking about
bad
right
news. That means they're gonna make Batman gay.
now. I don't know about that. They already did that with the last Batman movie, if you ask me.
Ah,
Bro, I did not like the last
debatable.
Batman movie. That wasn't Batman. That was Vengeance.
I'm vengeance.
Vengeance. That was not Batman.
I'm
Get
edgy.
the fuck out of here.
Nirvana.
Um, but with that being said, guys, we're gonna take a brief intermission. Uh, gotta pay some ads. Gotta place. Gotta. What's the
you
saying?
you know what we're doing. You
Roll
know
You
what we're
know what
tape.
doing.
we're doing.
Roll tape.
You know
Roll
what we're
tape.
doing. We're gonna be playing some
Roll
ads,
the
ladies
tape.
and gentlemen. We will be right back after these messages.
Guys, have you heard? Nelson, tell the people.
Shady Mob Production is an official affiliate of HBO Max. Click on the link in the description and sign up so you can watch hit series like Hard Knocks, Game of Thrones, and House of Dragons.
Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Hey guys, it's Max here. If you guys like gaming, swing over to Twitch, smacks_TTV, live most nights. Stop by, say hi, drop a follow.
Port City Uncensored. Real talk, real people, minus the trolls. Join us Thursdays at 8 on YouTube, X, and Facebook. From the streets to City Hall, you never know who'll show up or what they'll say next. Welcome to the party, pal. Oh, and pack a lunch.
Guys, join me, Alex the Man Angelov, and check out A&A Radio, where we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest financial news, investments, banking, and personal finance. Check out the channel, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area and want the best cut of your life, go check out Headspins Barbershop, located in South San Francisco, the official barbershop of N1 from the End Zone. Guys, wrestling will just need some positivity and motivation. Check out N1 from the End Zone and click on that subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops. Guys, you're watching the Shady Mob production. Make sure to follow the Shady Mob Podcast, where we break down all the latest content and talk about life. Please make sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Guys, you're watching the Shady Mob Podcast. This is where we discuss our favorite movies, TV shows, and where we talk about life. Please like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Money Lebowski.
Hello, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen, being joined by Mr.
Hello.
Tuahati. How we doing, Scotty?
Just another day in
Paradise.
paradise. You know why I always start with that? Because it's a dripping sarcasm, because it's like everyone knows that you're from Stockton, it's like paradise. I don't know about that, man. It's kind of like fucking stuck in like limbo. But today's episode, since we're talking about music, I just want to give a sneak preview into what my taste will be, for example, for this podcast. So just a quick thought. It's a rhetorical question. Why is it that everybody remembers, associates a certain music with certain groups, or people, or fucking what's it called, like movements? You think about that, right? Because like culture produces music, but everyone always hears the tune and think, yeah, we're thinking of something. We're thinking of something, like when you hear Kanye start blasting.
I'm not.
Wait.
Scotty,
But
I'm like,
we're talking about Netflix, good?
Wait, what? Scotty, I love you, but I don't think I'm baked enough to understand what you're talking about right now.
We're talking about.
I love it though. It's
You
okay.
time traveled, bro. You time traveled, dude. It's
Time travel into the
Here's the
future.
point. Here's the point. Here, let me cultivate the
Shout
point.
out to Abishke Yadav, our new
Hey, hello, shout
subscriber
out.
on YouTube. Same with Gori Sayani. We got 2 new subscribers on YouTube. Shout out to you
Cool.
guys.
Oh
Thank you.
shit, nice, right on.
Okay, but back to my point about music. I'm going to change that to movie, right? So whenever you hear a type of music, we're going to associate that. What about movies? Because movies have theme songs, right? Now, like
Yep.
you don't know what the song, forget the movie name, but you hear a certain like a rhythm, or the RoboCop theme song. Like I'm like I forgot what the fuck that movie was called, but then someone starts playing, I'm like, yeah, I remember where that's from, right? So if some movies, believe it or not, are made better because of the soundtrack or the score, like Hans Zimmer type shit. So that's my point.
Okay.
You're
Well,
right, man. I mean, I think Hans Zimmer, he was a big contributor to a lot of Time Warner movies, right?
Yeah.
Because you got Batman, you got
Interstellar.
fucking Interstellar. You have
Time.
also Man of
Inception.
Steel as well. Like,
He also made
dude.
video game scores like Crisis too.
And that's what Netflix is trying to get into as well. They're trying to get into video games. I mean, Nelson asked me who what companies Netflix has bought in so far, acquired at least. They acquired Miller World, which is a comic. They did a comic book franchise called Jupiter's Legacy. The Roald Dahl Story Company, that develops Dahl beloved books, like
The
Dahl
BFG.
books, I guess. Yeah, and Night School Studio, creators of Oxenfree, Next Games, that's like a mobile game developer. Boss Fight Entertainment, another game studio in Texas. Spry Fox, developers of Cozy Grove. I'm assuming another mobile game, and then VFX companies like Scanlan VFX, and then Animalogic VFX. Animalogic did Happy Feet, so like they're more like realistic. And then Storybots. It's like an educational kids like content creator company.
Okay.
But yeah,
But
nothing as
but none of
big,
those
nothing as
but
big
nothing none of
as
those
Warner Brothers.
company exactly. And that's the thing. Disney, even though Disney has been allowed to acquire, for example, Hulu, ESPN over time, just recently, they've already had their footprint in it. It for Netflix to do this is not as major as I feel Disney acquiring the Fox assets, in my personal opinion, because of the fact that Netflix has never acquired a company as big as Warner Brothers and Discovery. So that's part of the reason why. So another thing is, I really do think what they might end up doing is what ESPN is ultimately doing with their whole ESPN Unlimited, where you're paying like $30 a month, but you get like, and this is also another reason why I haven't gotten the ESPN Unlimited bundle yet, because I'm paying like I think $24, 24.99, 28.99 for Disney Plus without any ads, ESPN Plus, and Hulu. Right now, it's called the Disney Plus the Legacy Bundle or whatever. If I were to upgrade to the unlimited plan that allows me to watch WWE events, everything that I would get for $30, I would get it with ads and commercials, including my Disney Plus and including ESPN and all the stuff that I'm not currently getting with ads, being a legacy member for 24.99. So why would I upgrade my bundle? It makes no sense to me. If I'm going to basically be downgrading two services, if I want to get everything completely commercial free, it'd be like $45 a month, and that's where I think this is heading to. If if this acquisition fully goes through, I can see Netflix's um, streaming service rate going from just being 24 or $25 a month to potentially being 35 for something with ads, to 45 to something without, or $40 for the entire two libraries without any ads, because that's what we're going to be paying for essentially. And I think this is beneficial for Netflix, because now they're going to be able to put most of their shit straight into the movie theater, straight into the box office, and maybe generate some revenue. I think it's been a mistake for Netflix to just do everything straight to streaming, even though it's been great for us, the consumers. It's definitely not been appreciated as it would be if it was just put in the theaters, in my personal opinion.
I mean, I think Netflix overall is just I think they're a great production company. They've had some
They
great
are.
productions, and they've tried a lot of content. They're trying to do stuff with gaming, which, they're dabbling with. They've bought a few gaming mobile companies,
That's why they
mobile
have the
gaming
whole
companies, and
Netflix games on the app or whatever.
yeah, and
I've never played any of the games. Have you guys played the games?
I played a few of them. They're kind of boring. They're not. I don't. It was like a couple years ago, Brett. I was just not really into it because I mean I have a PlayStation, and then I also I mean I have an Xbox, but I don't even touch it anymore. So overall to be kind of looking at everything as an industry, if you build yourself up to then be bought out just so that you can siphon in more money into a bigger like company like that, it's just going to be right now. I think the biggest players in entertainment, if this goes through, Netflix, Disney,
Steam.
Apple,
Steam.
and Universal, and that's pretty
Steam.
much it.
What about Steam?
Well, that's just in movie entertainment, and when you're talking about gaming, I mean it's Microsoft, Sony, and then well, Steam I guess is a platform. I don't think they like have any developers. I
I
think
think
they
They're
just
Steam is mainly just a platform that hosts games and hubs and stuff like that. Kind of
I'm
similar to
sure they
Roblox,
have
if I'm
their own
not
studios,
mistaken.
like small ones, but I don't know.
It's similar to
they don't have
Roblox, if I'm
small
not
ones.
mistaken, right?
No, they're actually way different. Steam is the biggest gaming platform on PC, like at all, everywhere, at all.
But do they make the games though? Like the
Yeah,
Steam, like really?
Counter Strike 2, who made Left 4 Dead, who made Half-Life.
Was it
I could
Steam?
make
Steam and
some other. No, it wasn't Steam. The company that made Steam. Steam's not a company. Steam is the fucking like the brand. Valve
what's
is
the
the company that
company?
owns Valve.
Oh, Valve.
Oh,
Ah,
Valve.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Valve owns Steam, which is a gaming storefront for PC, which is the biggest, and they make a shit ton of money from it. And they don't really have any close competitors because it's like it's either us or what? You're gonna go to Epic Games, you're gonna go to fucking Ubisoft, you're gonna go to GOG. Well, people go to GOG because the difference between Steam and GOG, which stands for Good Old Games, is that on Steam, if I get banned or I lose all my games, all of the money I spent, all my progress gone. If I buy games off of GOG, I own the game forever. It's DRM free, which means DRM free means that I can pretty much I don't have to use a launcher. I just got the game. I can like pull out a hard drive that's filled with a shit ton of games from 20 years ago and play that motherfucker. And I don't have to install anything else because it's already on the disc. Everything
Mm.
comes prepackaged. Thing is though is that Steam's built for like mainly like multiplayer shit. That's why I tell you guys to back your shit up to a hard drive because eventually all the stuff you buy, you don't buy it online. You're just renting it. So if I don't own any of it, then that's just it. You will own nothing and be happy, right?
Just
So
goes
think
to
about
show
that,
that
boys.
Yeah.
the biggest renting company is now going to be one of the biggest streaming companies
Yeah,
as Netflix transitioned from renting services, which demolished Blockbuster, and
and
now
Redbox
and
too.
Redbox, and now they're gonna demolish the whole theater. I think
Oh yeah, it's
Cinemark is
dead.
gonna
Cinema's gone.
is shitting their pants. AMC is also gonna shit their pants right now. But all these studios and all these stuff, especially the
Well,
directors, the content creators,
well,
a lot
well.
of people don't want to work with Netflix because of the fact that they don't release to theater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't.
No, that's true. Well, let me break down, or let me read this New York Times article, and we can break this
Yeah, please
down
go ahead. I
and
want to
get
let's
our
hear what
thoughts
let's hear what
on
they
it.
say.
All right. So Netflix announced on Friday that it plans to buy Warner Brothers Discovery in an $82.7 billion deal that could redefine Hollywood and the broader media landscape. Bringing the century-old Hollywood studio under Netflix's umbrella would give the world's largest paid streaming service expansive power over theater owners and entertainment industry unions. It would also give Netflix access to more content and valuable entertainment brands like Harry Potter and Batman. Here's what you need to know. Who else was part of the bidding war over Warner Brothers Discovery? The entertainment conglomerates Paramount and Comcast were also bidders in the sale.
Paramount
Notably,
were they're just in the corner like they want it. I need
they
it.
were.
But then
Transformers.
Bro,
Netflix
if
Netflix Netflix
Paramount,
unbuckled their buckle, and they took off their belt and fucking was like, bro,
bam,
nah.
bam. Notably, Netflix, which built its business on at-home entertainment, pledged to continue theatrical releases for movies from Warner Brothers Discovery. That is a major thing. So they're promising $30 per share, if I'm not mistaken, and they've
Hmm.
also promised to continue to release the movies in theaters as part of this acquisition. So that is the
Up until when? Up until when? Like, is it
it.
like
It doesn't say.
perpetuity or what?
It doesn't say. That's the issue. It doesn't
Mm,
say.
mm.
Um, However, personally, I think I would have liked it or preferred it if they would have either gone with Paramount or Comcast, being that Paramount is a company that has just as much history, just as much legacy, and combining those two like major studios together, the content that those two would have produced, and frankly, I think Warner Brothers would have upgraded Paramount Plus tremendously, and I could see why Paramount wanted it so desperately. Comcast has been dominating the cable industry and like just television for fucking years, so that doesn't surprise me. What's in it for Netflix? Netflix has never tried an acquisition. Okay, let me restart. What's in it for Netflix? Netflix has never tried an acquisition of this size, But as competition for people's attention intensifies, the deal is expected to help it attract and retain more subscribers. Spencer Newman, Netflix's chief financial officer, said on a conference call with analysts on Friday. In a fast-paced media landscape where consumers have endless choices on how to spend their time, Sarandos, Netflix's co-chief executive, said the company can't stand still. We need to keep innovating and investing in stories that matter most to audiences, and that's what this deal is all about, Mr. Sarando said on the call on Friday. The combination of Netflix and Warner Brothers creates a better Netflix for the long run. He's not wrong there. He is not
Not
wrong
wrong.
there.
Not wrong at
Not
all.
wrong. Personally, I love the content Warner Brothers has created over the many decades and the century that it's been around. And Netflix, it's been doing its thing for the last 20 years, man. Does this mean Warner Brothers movies won't appear in theaters? Netflix says no. On Friday, the streaming giant said it planned to maintain Warner Brothers' current operations and build on its strengths, including theatrical releases for films. Maintaining that operation would mean showing some 15 movies a year in the theaters. But there are doubts from the TV and film industry. A group of film producers sent a letter to Congress on Thursday stating that they have grave concerns about Netflix's buying Warner Brothers Discovery. The authors of the letter did not sign their names for fear of retaliation. That's crazy. Netflix views any time spent watching a movie in a theater as time not spent on their platform. The letter said they have no incentive to support theatrical exhibition, and they have every incentive to kill it. What is Warner Brothers Discovery known for? You ready for this one?
Let's see.
Actually,
List it off.
before we get into that, I see, I'm kind of 50-50 on the whole. Does this mean Warner Brothers movies won't appear in theaters? Because I genuinely believe Netflix has been trying to get into like theaters, but they
Mhm.
haven't had like the in or whatever, if that makes
Switch your
sense.
switch the display for the stream.
Yeah, I just feel like they haven't had the in to get into theaters, and this kind of gives them the in to make movies that are for theaters. Because realistically, I don't think Netflix is generating that much money. Yes, they are a streaming platform. They're the largest streaming platform in the industry, but I don't think they're maximizing their dollar amount by not doing theatrical releases. I think they could generate a lot more money if they had theatrical releases. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I'm just shocked that they're not as I'm pretty sure they did a couple, but they're not known for theatrical releases, and so this could give them a big in. Again, we'll see if it even happens. I don't think even Trump, I think, said that it might not happen because of the size and what will put into effect within the entertainment industry. And again, a lot of creators, a lot of artists within the film industry are against this. Like they don't really. It's okay for your
They don't
movie to end up
trust
on Netflix or
Netflix.
streaming.
They don't
They
trust
don't.
Netflix.
They don't.
They don't trust Netflix. They're uncomfortable with the movie ending up on a streaming platform after it's had its theatrical releases, and they
Yeah.
make because that's also like another thing. Netflix with the content that they create, they don't pay out any like additional add-ons or revenues or whatever directors and actors would get if the movie was released theatrically. Because for every sale, for every dollar they get like 10 cents to the dollar or whatever. And
I think.
a lot of these
Oh,
actors are not getting
excuse
that
me.
with
I
Netflix right
think. I
now.
think after all the revenue comes in, they just kind of partition, each license, how much it's going to get per
Hmm.
like per their revenue. You know what I mean? Like, hey, um, content or films from this director are going to get, I don't know, like $10 million, let's say, and it's just going to
Yep.
be sparsed out like that. But one thing that this is going to cause is a huge ripple again in like how movies are going to be done because back in the day before you had any streaming services. I mean, anything, and you had like DVDs and VHS sales. People made movies so that some of them could end up you get that second like revenue stream, that like bump in revenue from rentals, from DVD purchases, you know, all that stuff. Oh, Blu-ray, it's on Blu-ray. You're gonna get another huge like revenue stream. But now it doesn't happen anymore because now it's streaming services, and they're getting less. They're getting a lot less of a second boost. And so you want to make it different so that it either holds its value so you can rewatch it a whole bunch of times, or it's like, I don't know. I mean, a lot of those old movies, like I just remember watching on DVD, like American Pie, for example. I mean, that, not that it's like a
My
fantastic,
Miss
like,
American
but
Pie.
I had it on DVD.
Oh,
I used to
Chevy
watch
to
that, or
the
even
levee is
a
American
lot of
Pie.
Disney movies too. I used to watch those on VHS and DVD. Like I had Lion King on VHS. I would always plop it in
Oh,
there, but
bro, talk about VHS. I think somewhere I have a VHS collection of shit that I used to watch growing up.
dude, I
I
had
swear.
so many DVDs. I had
Oh
so many
yeah.
DVD. My dad had such an amazing and elite DVD selection,
See, I
but
never
like,
had
we don't.
DVDs. I only had VHSs. I skipped them.
Well,
Basically, I
I mean,
skipped DVDs and I went straight into like streaming and shit and pirating
even then
shit.
we had a fat cassette collection as well. But
Yep,
that's what I'm
yep.
saying. It's that it's gonna change how movies are made and how they're gonna generate revenue. So we'll see. Hey, I'm just happy that this guy, this studio, DC, is gonna get an actually good studio to work with, because
Oh,
Time
oh.
Warner has
I,
been shit with movies, with DC particularly.
Oh, so Netflix did theater showings for K-pop Demon Hunter. So I think they're trying to get it. Yeah, so that is actually true. They did do a theatrical release for like 3 or 4 days for K-pop Demon Hunter, and honestly, I think they saw a good return on that investment. So thank you, that girl Stacy, for bringing that up.
Nice,
Um,
thanks. Hey, thanks for watching the show too. I mean, we
yeah, hit
appreciate
that like
appreciate you
button and
back.
subscribe. Don't forget.
Are you
Um,
feeling also a little cold? Check out
oh,
Nelson's
it's
sweatshirt
fucking
right there. You
freedom.
can get one yourself, you know what I'm saying? But
Check
but what
out
were
the
you
merch
saying, man?
store,
You said
baby. Check out the merch store.
I don't know. I mean, that's just my thought process when it comes down to it, but
Fuck, I just lost my train of thought. I had something I had to add. It'll come back.
that's what happens, man. That's what happens when you're talking like this.
No,
It
no,
just it
no.
just keeps going.
What was your last comment? I'm sorry.
Well, I was just saying how Time Warner, they've been shit with DC movies
Oh,
because they
no, no,
just
no.
keep
So
resetting
actually, no,
everything.
you hold on, no. You just pointed out Batman. I am excited because
There it is,
Netflix
folks.
might
There it is.
actually no, Netflix might actually make a decent Batman TV series. I've been hoping and praying for the longest time to get a live action Batman TV series. And hopefully Netflix gives me that with Batman. I know we got Penguin. I know we got Vengeance. Give me a live action Batman series like we got Superman, like we got fucking The Flash, like we got the Green Arrow for some fucking reason. Um, but yeah, Netflix,
Dude, I
do
want to
your
see
job
like a
if you
green.
get
I
it.
want to see a Green Lantern TV show, bro. Give me John
They're
Stewart.
they're
Give me
bringing
some
the
fucking.
lanterns. Remember that. That's coming out next year, if I'm not mistaken. They're already working on it.
Let's let's see. Let's see. James Gunn is our savior. Hopefully he can work with
Hopefully,
Netflix.
hopefully. Well, let me finish up this article really
But
quickly.
let's see if it even happens. Again, it takes about 12 to 18 months, ladies and gentlemen. So it does take a
It
long
does.
time for this to go through.
So, what is Warner Brothers Discovery known for? Through this deal, Netflix would gain control of intellectual property like Looney Tunes and enormous film franchises such as Harry Potter, Superman, and Batman. The Hollywood studio also has an acclaimed collection of classic films such as Casablanca, The Maltese Falcon, Bonnie and Clyde, Dirty Harry, The Shining, and Chariots of Fire. It also holds MGM classics like The Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind. Shout out to The Wizard of Oz. I'm actually watching that, or in the process of watching that with my 2 year old daughter. I fucking love it. Great movie. Great movie indeed. What does this mean for HBO Max? Warner Brothers Discovery owns HBO, and if the deal goes through, Netflix's roster of shows will expand greatly. Those hits include television shows such as Friends, Game of Thrones, as well as streaming hits like Euphoria, The
Oh, I
Guild.
forgot about Game of Thrones. That's a huge one.
It's a huge one. The Gilded Age and The White Lotus. Netflix's co-chief executive, Greg Peters, said in a conference call that it was quite early and he did not share exact details on how the HBO Max streaming service would be presented to consumers in the long term. In the near term, though, the plan is for HBO and HBO Max to operate as a standalone brand. What other brands are affected? In addition to HBO Max, the deal would give Netflix control of Warner Brothers Studios. Other cable television brands owned by Warner Brothers Discovery are not immediately affected by the deal. Oh, okay. So
Hmm.
other cable
Okay.
television brands owned by Warner Brothers Discovery are not immediately affected by the deal. CNN would be spun off into a separate publicly traded company by next year, alongside other mainstay cable networks like TNT, Discovery, HGTV, and the Food Network. Gunnar Wiedenfels, the chief financial officer of Warner Brothers Discovery, would lead the new company to be called Discovery Global. Oh, so with this deal, basically CNN and all of the like basically television properties would disband from Warner Brothers Discovery and then just become its own separate entity called Discovery Global.
Oh,
Basically,
so it's
basically Netflix is just buying Warner Brothers, not the Discovery.
but who owns Discovery Global? Like who is that? Who's the parent company of that?
That'll be its own entity.
Ran by who?
So that's its own ran by it's going to be ran by Gunnar Weidenfields,
Who is?
who is currently the chief financial officer of Warner Brothers Discovery.
Okay. So they're pretty much partitioning away the like CNN, TNT, Discovery,
Discovery,
all that.
HGTV, and the Food Network. So
I
just the
see. Okay.
television
So
assets are going to be spun off into a separate conglomerate or a separate company ran by Gunnar called Discovery Global. So
I
they're not
feel like
getting
for
in.
the amount of money that Netflix is giving for this is just if that's going to happen, they're losing a lot. That's actually a big loss if they have no sort of control over those networks and those studios, because CNN's huge. It's a big news outlet. TNT is also big too. I mean, they have a bunch of shows on there, and I think a couple like
But you had
sports like channels as well that are broadcast as well, and yeah,
well,
Discovery as well, HGTV. I mean, I'm just saying
well,
the
I
Food
don't.
Network is
So
insane.
the Food Network, I think, is a loss because the Food Network is I think a cornerstone that for me the Food Network and maybe CNN are losses. However, because Netflix is a streaming platform mainly focused on entertainment and like TV shows that provide entertainment and documentary series like stuff like that, for them not to necessarily go into the cable because they're not trying to go into cable, they're not trying to be on television. There's a reason why they're just a streaming platform trying to get into the theaters, not necessarily getting into like TV and television.
But to
So I,
just
I
give it away like that, to like literally just be like, damn, okay, so
well,
we're
no,
gonna take this, but then
realistically,
relinquish all this.
I was surprised that the deal was only for 83 billion because I personally thought this deal would be worth well more than 120 billion dollars.
Hmm.
So I think not having these assets in may be what made it less than $100 billion. Because realistically, I think Warner Brothers is worth a lot of money.
I mean, clearly it is, man. I mean, with this scope and the spotlight's been getting, I mean, it's definitely a big it's a high value studio, so
Will
we'll see though.
antitrust regulators react? The fate of the deal is in the hands of federal regulators and will depend on how the Trump administration defines the market these companies control. Experts say the deal is also expected to face scrutiny from antitrust regulators in Europe. If it fails to if it fails to get approved, Netflix will be required to pay Warner Brothers Discovery $5.8 billion breakup fee. A $5.8 billion breakup fee, according to documents filed with the federal regulators. The Netflix deal also contains a provision that prevents Warner Brothers Discovery from seeking higher bids from Comcast and Paramount. But if Warner Brothers Discovery decides to cut ties with Netflix and go with another bid, it will pay the streaming giant 2.8 billion according to the documents.
Damn.
So there are a lot of like clause in place for both of these for this to actually go through. If it gets approved, Netflix is chilling. If it doesn't, Netflix has to pay. I think uh, Warner Brothers Discovery 5.8. If Warner Brothers Discovery decides to pull out of the deal and go with another bid, they gotta then pay Netflix. I think 2.8 billion. So right now, it's fully incentivized for everybody to work together and get this deal done, which I think is gonna, which I really do hope it goes through. I just want to see Batman properly
Ah,
executed. That's
brother,
it.
I just want to see more Harry Potter. I just want to see more Batman as
The
well,
Harry
man.
Potter series is dropping next year. Let's not forget about that.
I'm sure that people are more excited about more Game of Thrones. So, having Netflix already
House of
and with
Dragons coming out.
how HBO handled uh, Game of Thrones with its caliber of writing and action and character development and character loss, dude. Netflix, I mean, look at what they got now. I mean, they definitely got a lot of bangers, and a lot of big movies as well. Definitely some big movies and some streaming rights as well. They stream a lot of boxing matches, so
Oh
yeah.
yeah. With that being said, guys, we are wrapping up this episode of the Shady Mob Podcast, brought to you by your two favorite Pod Mob stars, Alex the Man Angelov, your boy King N.P.V, special guest Mr. Scotty Tuahati. Scotty, you still there, buddy?
Oh yeah, still here.
All right, Scotty. So you got any
He's
plugs
he's
you want to
setting up
share,
his room
buddy?
so he can have the same type of like outlook because I think J Man has a pretty good
He's got a
like
great
podcast
setup.
cam.
So Scotty's
I
gonna
want to get a little like shelf right here so I can put some like my shit on here, like some like I don't know, like
Scotty
figures.
is an official member of the Shady Mob family, guys. So you're gonna see him on all of our platforms and stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. Uh, we love you, Scotty. You got anything you want to plug in today, buddy?
I got a movie review.
Ooh,
Uh, what's it called? It's that
you
Predator
might need a
Badlands movie. Can you hear me?
I can, but you're gonna have to save that for next week when we start doing our movie reviews. Today's episode was just all about
It,
HBO
it was
and
really just that.
Netflix.
I think because we were talking about this prior, we were like, oh, let's do like some
Oh,
movie
you want
reviews
my
first
opinion? I got
and
an
then
opinion
that.
on it.
Yeah, what is it, buddy?
So you ever watch Death Note?
Yes,
It's a
yeah, I have.
Did you know Netflix made a movie almost 10 years ago that was an adaptation of Death Note, and then they continued to make adaptations of animes, and then they also did make adaptations of games actually. What was it like? What? Okay, so here's my personal take on it is that when people try to make video game movies, it sucks ass. It doesn't end well. I can name a couple. So they try to make Far Cry, they try to make Doom, they try to make Tomb Raider, they try to make the
Mortal
Gears of War
Kombat.
movie. Yeah, they tried a lot of Mortal Kombat movies. They're also making a new Mortal Kombat movie that's coming out this month actually, Mortal Kombat 2, which
Yep,
stars Johnny
sequel to the
Cage.
last one.
Yeah, the last one was kind of like I think that was a decent attempt, but my point being is that when they make video game movies, they try to make it like a movie. But the thing is that the average good video game isn't an hour and 30 minutes. So in order for you to have that impact that it had on the players, you kind of have to like take the short routes or like leave them on the cutting room table or like make a sequel to it so you can expand on it. And you don't rush it because Resident Evil. How many Resident Evil movies they fucking make? They made
Oh,
more
bro,
Resident Evil
I'm a
movies than the
big
games.
ass Resident Evil fan. I
They're
love
making
Resident
another
Evil.
Resident Evil.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. Another no movie this time, not a TV show. They made a TV show. Was it Netflix that made the TV show? Yeah, I'm
I
not
didn't
even
even know
sure.
about the TV show.
Yeah, and it sucked ass. So my point being is that Netflix gets their hands on these IPs, but I picture like this is that it's simply another corporation that's purchasing the property rights in order to make the content that another corporation made, because that's what they all are at the end of the day. Warner Bros, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, Crunchyroll, like whatever you want to call it, they're just corporations. So the way I interpret it is that eventually they're going to try and pull shit from theaters, because they have a point though, is that we make money whenever someone's streaming our shit. We don't make money when you're at line at the movie theater getting a ticket and popcorn, because you're not even like streaming shit. You're not even at the fucking movie yet. So the point is that the future, I think, is probably going to be corporation produced movies that are slop, AI slop, or you get
Oh,
indie
that's coming. That's coming
developers,
for sure. Yeah, I'm
or you
giving
get
it. I'm
indie
giving it
producers.
3 years before we get our first real fully AI produced film.
I will plug a movie actually, Iron Lung. It's about a YouTuber named Markiplier, and it's a movie based off of an indie video game that's a horror game. It's called Iron Lung, and it's coming out next month, January 31st by Markiplier. He pretty much produced, helped make it. It was 4 years ago. So this is a YouTuber making a movie that's being in theaters, that's based off of a short game that was produced by one guy, a developer, and this was 4 years ago. So it's like people sometimes forget to see that just because there's so much slop, there's also diamonds in the rough, because you got YouTubers who are like, you know what? Fuck the corporation. I got my own money. I'm gonna make my own movie and host at my own local theater. And then you got people who are producing their own shit, right? So it's like it's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna go to this theater because it's not produced by AI or a corporation. It's made by this guy in my hometown with an actual fucking camera, and you can like see stunt performers, for example. Like sometimes in a John Wick movie, like all the stunts you see, like the cars flipping over, the explosions, the gunshots, that's not AI. Someone's actually shooting someone else with that AK-47, and that motherfucker's on fire with dragon's breath rounds. Yeah, that's a stunt man. AI can't do that shit, because AI wouldn't know how to make a scene as realistic or tactical like John Wick is, because someone's actually done that shit. Keanu Reeves, I'm also plugging Keanu Reeves, John Wick, had to learn how to shoot those guns, how to do all those moves.
I was staying
And
with Tom
guess what?
Cruise. All
Yeah,
the
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise. Tom
Tom
Cruise is
Cruise runs
awesome.
in all his movies. He runs in
Yep.
everything. He busted his knee in one of the Mission Impossible movies during a scene, and he kept fucking running. He's like, fuck it, I gotta keep running. Fuck it, we'll do it live. And he just kept running. So it's like you can't really fake that determination. Like AI can only fake human creativity to such an extent before it's like it's perfect flop. Like it's so perfect. I'm not interested. If that's my opinion take on it. Is that at the end of the day, is that the cream will rise to the top.
I appreciate that, Scotty. And for more Scotty's opinion and more Scotty's takes, guys, please stay tuned to Shady Mob Podcast, to Port City Uncensored, to Sonic Waves. Next week, Scotty's going to be dropping his review on Predator Badlands, as well as I'm going to be caught up with the new Stranger Things series, as well with the It Welcome to Derry, and then Alex, you'll let us know what you watch. I think you're actually no. You just watched Castaway, so you'll give us a review on that next week too.
I'll check it out, and then I think the Mighty Nine on Amazon Prime is dropping on Wednesday, so I'll definitely talk about that. Ooh, dude, this last episode, crazy, insane. But check out.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week.
All right, guys. We appreciate you guys. Go check out shadymob.com. Go check out all of our channels. We'll see you next time. Always remember, desire is power. If you desire to be great, you have the power to be great. Stay tuned for more. Love y'all.
Stay
Bye, guys.
hungry.
Guys, have you heard? Nelson, tell the people.
Shady Mob Productions is an official affiliate of HBO Max. Click on the link in the description and sign up so you can watch hit series like Hard Knocks, Game of Thrones, and House of Dragons.
Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Hey guys, Smacks here. If you guys like gaming, swing over to Twitch, Smacks_TTV, live most nights. Stop by, say hi, drop a follow.
Port City Uncensored. Real talk, real people, minus the trolls. Join us Thursdays at 8 on YouTube, X, and Facebook. From the streets to City Hall, you never know who'll show up or what they'll say next. Welcome to the party, pal. Oh, and pack a lunch.
Guys, join me, Alex Zim, and Angelov, and check out A&A Radio, where we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest financial news, investments, banking, and personal finance. Check out the channel, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area and want the best cut of your life, go check out Headspins Barbershop, located in South San Francisco, the official barbershop of N1 from the End Zone.
Guys, if you're into sports, wrestling, or just need some positivity and motivation, check out N1 from the End Zone and click on that subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops. Guys, you're watching a Shady Mob production. Make sure to follow the Shady Mob Podcast, where we break down all the latest content and talk about life. Please make sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Guys, you're watching the Shady Mob Podcast. This is where we discuss our favorite movies, TV shows, and where we talk about life. Please like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops.